Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So I shared the chat link for Satyajidastakam. Are you all able to see that? Those who joined late, did you all see that chat? Please open that and sing along on mute. Then we can read the translation of that song too. And
Auntie, can you send it again? It wasn't sent.
okay, sure. Samanu, can you please share better? As people are joining, they will not be able to see unless they were here. So go ahead and share it. Actually, I'll share this link because this one has even the translation. For some reason, the KK songs doesn't have translation, right? Did you all check if there is KK songs has translation? Can somebody tell me? I think last time when I checked,
It doesn't.
it doesn't, right? So use the latest one that I sent. It has this condensatory one. It has a translation too because we will be reading the translation. Okay, we'll get started. So it's about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, written by Sarva Bhauma Bhattacharya, and it is called Sachi Sutastakam. Sachi Sutta is none other than Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Ashtakam is the set of 8 verses, typically sung glorifying the Lord. So we'll sing this now. Nava Gauravaram, Nava Pushpasaram, Nava Bhavadaram, Nava Lasyaparam, Nava Hasyakaram, Nava Hemavaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram. Navahemayutam Navanita Sucham Navaveshakritam Harinamaparam Navadavilasat Shubha Premamayam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram. Haribhakti Param Harinamadharam Karajapakaram Harinamaparam Nayane Satatam Pranayashrudharam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Satatam Janata Bhavatapaharam Paramartha-parayana lokagatim Navaleha-karam jagatapaharam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Nijabhaktikaram Priyacharutaram Natanartananagara Rajakulam Kulakamiini Manasalasya-karam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Karatalavalam Kalakantavaram Mruduvadya Suvinakaya Madhuram Nija Bhakti Gunavrita Natyakaram Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Yugadharmayutam Punarnandasutam Dharani Suchitram Bhava Bhavachitam Tanudyanachitam Nijavasayutam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Arunam Nayanam Charanam Vasanam Vadane Skalitam Svakanamadharam Kurute Surasam Jagata Jivanam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram. I want you all to take turns and read the translation. Pay attention and listen to the meaning as we are reading. Okay, please take turns and read the translation.
His complexion is the hue of fresh cream, tinged with kumkum. He is the ever-fresh Cupid who shoots arrows of newly blossoming flowers. He bears newer and newer moods of emotional ecstasies. He is fond of performing novel dances. He makes ever new jokes that cause much laughter. His brilliant luster is like freshly cast gold. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
He is endowed with ever-fresh love of Godhead. His radiant luster is like the color of fresh butter. His fresh attire is arranged in ever-new fashions. He relishes ever-new mellows of love for Krishna. He shines in ninefold new ways while experiencing the new ninefold processes of devotion. He's permeated with a most auspicious, loving nature. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
He is absorbed in devotion to Sri Hari. He maintains the chanting of the names of Hari. While chanting, he counts the holy names on the fingers of his hands. He is addicted to the name of Hari. He always has tears of love welling in his eyes. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
He is always removing the suffering of material existence for mankind. He is the goal of life for persons who are dedicated to their supreme interest. He inspires men to become like honeybees, eager for the honey of Krishna Prema. He removes the burning fever of the material world. I bow down to Gaura, the mother of Sachi.
He who motivates pure devotion unto himself, who is most attractive to his beloved servitors. By his dramatic dancing, he exhibits the characteristics of the king of paramours. He causes the mind of beautiful young village women to dance. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
Is everyone done?
Auntie, can you resend the link because I joined like a little later?
Okay. Samanu, I thought you were on the job of sending the link as people are joining. Can you please send again? Yeah, it's
Yes.
sent. It's sent. Okay, I'm sorry, I was not following. Did we finish all the 8?
Did
We're almost
5
to
so
this.
far? 5
Yeah,
only.
so what's going on, boys and girls? Why are we taking time to read the translations? It's not rocket science, right? Just go ahead and read. Even if you have to repeat, that's fine. Go ahead
He
and
plays kartals as his throat emits sweet melodious sounds, and the vibrant notes of the veena are softly played. He thus inspires the devotees to perform dramatic dancing that is infused with aspects of his own devotional service. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
those who haven't gone, try please. Did Shri go? Shrika, did you go? Did Shravan, did you go? Okay, Shrika, go ahead. We can't hear you. I think your audio is not working. Meanwhile, Shravan, you go, beta.
Which like number is it?
You're doing the 7th one now.
Oh, he's accompanied by the Sankirtana movement, which is the religious practice of the age of Kali. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj come again. He is the extraordinarily brilliant ornament of the earth. His preaching mood is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. His consciousness is fixed in meditation on his own form of Krishna. He's always accompanied by his transcendental abode. I bow to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
Okay, Shrika.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. His eyes, the soles of his feet, and his clothing are reddish like the color that heralds the rising sun. As he utters his own name, his voice falters. He awakens a sweet flavor of life throughout the universe. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
Thank you very much for reading. I hope you all We're listening to what you were reading. Basically, it is the glorification of who? Can anyone tell me other than Samanyu and Ishi?
Mother Sachi.
Sachi's son. Who is he? Do you all know? It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Remember 2-3 weeks ago we celebrated the appearance day of whom? We discussed also about some personality. Who was that?
It was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
No, 2-3 weeks ago. I think it was 1.5-2 weeks ago. We discussed the appearance day of Lord Nityananda, who is the
Oh,
incarnation of whom? Who was he? Who's none other than
Balaram.
yes. And now, in 2 weeks from now, which is on 24th March, it's the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya, who is not different from Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, that's why we are singing this Ashtakam. And we will sing other bhajans also in the next 2 classes. Okay, now let's get started with the prayer. And then I will introduce you all to Sachi Prana Gaura Hari Prabhu. Okay, let's do the prayer. Everyone, Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamaline Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangrahe Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarupyascha Kripasindhupya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning, welcome everyone. I'm really proud of y'all. Today being the daylight savings, we lost 1 hour, but still you all woke up, got ready and came to this class. That speaks volumes about your interest and your whatever you did planning to wake up early. It's hard, right? When we gain 1 hour, we are very happy. But when we lose 1 hour, it's hard because our body is like tuned to sleeping at one time, waking up one time, and it's hard. But despite all that, I see some of the students didn't join, and I'm thinking it's because of the daylight savings. Otherwise, we would have more kids here. But congratulate you for being on time to the class and joining with you. You all see value in this class. I'm sure that's the reason you're joining, isn't it? Or you joined because your parents told you all wake up and then come and join. What did you do? Is it because your parents told, or you woke up by yourselves?
I woke up by myself.
Job, very nice. Okay, today we have another teacher. In Sanskrit language, a teacher is called Guru. Okay, we are going to have another teacher, and his name is Sachi Prana Gaura Hari Prabhu. He is a very enthusiastic and passionate person about Bhagavad Gita and about all the teachings of the scriptures that we learn through Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. He actively volunteers in the temple. He speaks at other sessions conducted by other groups. He's a good speaker. And he himself has two young boys. I think they're in middle school and elementary school age. And he's training them also so well into Krishna consciousness that the moment you see those boys, you'll remember Krishna or spirituality. So I thought it's very good for us to have Prabhu in our class so that he can inspire us, inspire you all with his new perspectives or different perspectives of Krishna consciousness. Though we all have speakers come with different perspectives, it's all underlying principle is teaching the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. We teach it differently, maybe we might use different words, we might present it differently, but it's all going to be the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. We all take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's teachings through his translations and purports in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and the various classes he gives and the stories and examples Prabhupada gives. So I thought it will be a value addition for us, and eventually Prabhu will be taking over these classes. So I request you all to familiarize with Prabhu and to ask questions without any hesitation, and also be actively engaged in classes eventually once the classes are completely transitioned to Prabhu. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for giving us your time and volunteering your time 1 hour on Sunday mornings for us. I hope you will enjoy teaching us, and I hope you will give us some enlightenment with your learnings and teachings. Thank you, Prabhu. Welcome.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Now we will move on to the next part. You have anything to say, Prabhu, 1 or 2 words?
Definitely looking forward to working with all of you. It's a learning experience for everyone. The path of bhakti, it's an evolving process. So together we will evolve in our life and path of bhakti. I'm looking forward to, be part of these sessions and train you as well as train myself together. Hare Krishna.
And many of these kids, Prabhu, like not many, all of these kids have been with Gita Vice for several years. This is high school group, but they have been with Gita Vice from middle school, some of them from elementary school too.
Wow, and that's amazing. You're
Yes,
doing a great job, Mataji.
thank you,
Including all
Prabhu.
of these kids, especially born in the US or bringing up in the US, for them to show interest, just for them to show interest in the path of bhakti, waking up in the morning to attend these sessions on a weekend, it's really commendable. And yeah, this is great. This is great. Srila Prabhupada will definitely be pleased by this great service, Mataji.
Hari Bol, that's huge blessing for all of us. If Srila Prabhupada is pleased, then we are done. Thank you, Prabhu, for the kind words. So, kids, I'm really happy. As Prabhu said, yes, some of you are hanging. I mean, you've been coming to these classes since so long, and you are being very good participants. So, continue that, and we pray that we will learn through the sessions and start loving and slowly start implementing too, right? Amidst our tight high school schedule. I'm sure you all are thinking, sometimes you remember what we're talking about, the points about Krishna consciousness in your daily activities, and you're starting to see how you can implement or what are the challenges in implementing. Because yes, it is a challenge to implement outside in the world when you are with non-Krishna conscious people or people who do not know about Bhagavad Gita. But the reason for these classes is for you all to think, and at one point become bold enough to apply them as you step out of your homes for college. All right. Okay. Now let's move on to the next part, which is Sikshashtakam. Open your Sikshashtakam and we'll read it, and then we'll do translations, and then we'll move on to verses 5, 24 and 25 this week for Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Sikshashtakam, everyone is ready? I want to see all of you singing. And how will I know that? When I see your movement of the lips. Okay, sing along. Or if one of you want to lead, by stay on speaker and sing. Okay, I'll do that then. चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावदो जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुदिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनम् सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम् नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशं निहाजनीनानुरागः तृणादपि शुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेना कीर्तनीया सदा हरिः न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुद कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां विनष्टु माम् अदर्शनां मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः प्रभुराशिक्षाष्टकश्लोका ये पडे शुने कृष्णे प्रेमा भक्ति तारा भाडे दिने दिने हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Go ahead, take turns and read the translation.
Glory to this Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names, like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharaja Nanda, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on the end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, Feeling your separations, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but
Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me brokenhearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.
If anyone recites or hears these 8 verses of instruction by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his ecstatic love and devotion for Krishna increase by day.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna. Now let's move on to. Are you all able to pronounce the Shashtakam now? I know we introduced it this year only and you've been reading only for a few months, but you're able to pronounce all the words in Shashtakam now, correct? Okay. Now let's move on to chapter 5, verses 24 and 25 today. I put the link for Gita wise verses. So please go there and open it in your own browsers. And then I will start reciting and you all can repeat. Okay. Yontah sukontaramas.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Tathantar jyotirevayah.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati. Yontah sukontaramas.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati. Yontah sukontaramas.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutoti gacchati. Yontah sukontaramas.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutoti gacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati. Yontah sukontaramas.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Tatantar jyotirevaya.
Tatantar jyotirevayah.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati. Yontah sukontaramas.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Tatantar jyotirevayah.
Tatantar jyotirevayah.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati. Yontah sukontaramas.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Tatantar jyotirevayah.
Tatantar jyotirevayah.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati. Yontah sukontaramas.
Do that line again, Shrika. First line.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Yes.
Yontah, okay.
Again.
Yontah sukontaramas.
Sukontara Ramas.
Ramas.
Yeah.
Sukontaramas.
Sukontara Ramas. There are two
Yontah
ras.
Sukontaramas.
Correct. Yes. Anyone who didn't do yet?
Yonta Sukonata Yonta Sukonata Ramas.
Again, Krish.
Yonta Sukonta Ramas.
Awesome. Yes.
Tatantirjyotirevaya.
Tatantar Jyotirevaya.
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam.
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam.
Brahmabhuto Digachati.
Brahma Bhuto Digachati. Yonta Sukonta Ramas.
Everyone done? Okay.
Yontah
Oh, Shravan, go ahead.
Yontah Sukontara Ramas.
Tatantar Jyotirevaya.
Tatantar Jyotirevaya.
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam.
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam.
Brahma Bhuto Digachati.
Brahma Bhuto Digachati. Yontah Sukontara Ramas.
Yontah Sukontaramas.
Tatantar Jyotirevaya.
Prabhuji, you want to repeat, Prabhuji?
Sure, Mataji. Tatantara Jyotirevayah
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam.
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam
Brahma Bhuto Digachati.
Brahma Bhuto Digachati
Prabhu, you can lead, Prabhu. I will repeat after you.
Yonta Sukontaramas
Yontah Sukontaramas.
Tatantara Jyotirevayah
Tatantar Jyotirevayah.
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam
Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam.
Brahma Bhuto Digachati.
Brahma Bhuto Digachati. Moving to translation. Translation written by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Prabhupada is saying, Shri Krishna is saying, one whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. So, Lord Krishna is going through the trail of thought where he's talking about how one should develop equanimity. Remember, we talked about equanimity 2-3 classes ago. So, equanimity amidst dualities and how one should develop the power of tolerance. And we talked about various ways. We took out ideas as to how we can learn to be tolerant or practice to be tolerant, right? Tolerance needs to be practiced because each one of us has our weak points where we get provocated or we get triggered. And most of the times, the actions that we take during those triggered or provocative situations are detrimental for our own health or for our own good. So we discussed about the points as to how we should be tolerant. Can anybody tell us? We discussed 3 points, right? Anybody tell us what were the points that we wrote down, which will help us practice tolerance? Because we all are here for practicing. It's not like just because we read Bhagavad Gita verses and read the translations, we become enlightened and we become those ideal individuals. No, it's not. We try to practice and come up with tools and techniques as to how we can implement. And that's what Bhagavad Gita is about. So anybody wants to tell what were the steps or what were the 3 points we wrote down in our class notes as which will be tools for practicing tolerance?
Avoiding provocations.
Avoiding provocating situations. Yes. Like we talked about food. So we want to, is that the one when you say avoiding for provocative situations, is that what we talked about, not putting junk food in our vicinity so that we don't want to be reminded, right? What is the next one?
In our like previous verse from like last week, when Krishna is stating to check our urges and the 3 ways of practicing tolerance. So that's postponing the urge, removing the source or sight out of our mind, and then learning from the experience.
Awesome. So she summarized all the three. First one is postponing the urge. The mind keeps saying, can we go to the Insta now? I want to see what is the latest update. Or can I go to Snapchat and check what is the update? When you're doing, amidst your work, you're doing some important project or important work, and then your mind says, I'll just go check what's the update there. Then you have to tell your mind, it's okay. I'm going to check after half hour. I'm going to check after I finish this particular task. And when we keep on doing that, what happens? The mind gets tired and it'll stop asking us. That's one technique. And the second technique is avoiding the situations, like put out of sight, out of mind, right? So avoiding people, avoiding things, avoiding activities, all these three we have to do consciously, because what are we trying to avoid? Avoiding things that are not good for us. When I say avoiding people, avoiding things, avoiding activities that are detrimental to our academics, detrimental to our spiritual path, detrimental to our good things that we do in our life. So just be out of those things, avoiding those things, those people, those activities, right? That's called out of sight, out of mind. And the last one is learn from our experiences. Try to contemplate at the end of every day. You all should do this. Just sit down on your bed for 5 minutes and then contemplate on how the day went by. And then there were many situations where you were triggered by your urges, internal urges or external situations. And then definitely 99% of the time, we probably behave the wrong way. That's okay. We don't want to beat ourselves up. But at least I'll contemplate and see, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I should have done this because this is what I learn in Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna is pleased if I do this way. So my desire is to be this person. However, I'm not able to. But when you keep repeatedly telling yourself that, then eventually you will make the right choices in those situations. At least we have to contemplate and think and desire strongly that we don't want to do those wrong things. It could be as simple as wasting time on social media. It could be as simple as gossiping with friends, right? Aren't those dangerous time wasting things for you all at this age where you're in the pressure of cramming through so many things in your day, isn't it? All high schoolers have so many activities to do, yes or no? Or you say, no, no, auntie, I'm very relaxed, I'm chill, I have no activities, not many activities. Is there anybody who can tell that to me here? Because I can find some activities for y'all. No, nobody is daring to tell that, because better we keep quiet than telling that, and Aruna auntie gives us some other challenges or activities. All right. So that's the way Krishna tells us to tolerate. So in this verse, Krishna is telling us how to seek happiness within. Remember, we talked about what is true happiness and how happiness in the mode of goodness is. Remember, we talked about happiness in the mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. Can you all tell me what those three different levels of happinesses are?
For passion, happiness is like when you do something and some other person doesn't do it, like you do it better than them.
Mm-hmm. And you want to be praised, you want to be rewarded, you do it because you want others to think great about you, and you do it at the cost of, like, what's very competitive way, right? You don't do it because you want to seek knowledge. You're doing it because want to win awards and rewards. That is happiness in the mode of
Passion.
passion. And what is happiness in the mode of ignorance, or doing activities in the mode of ignorance?
Um, um, I don't know.
Can you all
Is
think?
I guess it would be like more lazy, like not doing any activities and lazing around is happiness for you.
Yeah, wasting time,
Yeah.
not doing the right things on time, just whiling away time. All those are just chilling gives you happiness. And happiness in the mode of goodness, what is it?
To like get happiness from the not the results of the activities you're doing, like more of passion, but mainly from the process. Yeah.
And yeah, that's good. Saman, you use what you said is right. It's not about the goal, it's about the journey that gives you happiness. You're feeling good that you learned the concept. You might probably fail in one quiz because you lost one point which you missed studying, but overall you feel good that, oh, I learned this subject which is new to me, and I feel so good about learning it, and I learned these values, and I'm also I had a chance to take the wrong way and win or get the good grade, but I did not do it. Probably you could have copied an answer from somebody, or you could have cheated and then got a good grade, but then you are satisfied with the grade you get out of your own hard work and doing it with values. That is called happiness in the mode of goodness. And finally, happiness in the mode of pure goodness is when you have remembered Krishna and you think, oh, this is the way, if I do, Krishna is pleased, right? And you have done it with values, and because Krishna is pleased, then it becomes happiness in the mode of pure goodness. And that's what Lord Krishna is telling in this words too. He's telling one who sees happiness within meaning he's not looking at how many Facebook likes, how many YouTube followers, how many people are talking. Am I the talk of the town? Or am I being announced in the assembly or in the school? Of course, those will come as byproducts. We don't want to reject those. We accept those when they come our way, but we don't expect them. There's a difference between accepting and expecting, isn't it? So we accept the rewards that the material world gives. We don't reject, and we don't say, oh, I don't want these. I'm not doing it for this. That is going to be fanaticism. We're not doing that. We will do it and accept those as our byproducts in the process of our learning journey, but we don't expect those and work for those things. However, we seek happiness, and thumb rules for us to seek happiness, whether we like it or not. One thing is it pleasing Krishna? Is it aligned with what I'm learning from Krishna conscious classes or from Bhagavad Gita? The second is it giving value to the society that I'm living in? Because a true devotee, a true Krishna conscious person is also thinking about giving back to the society. Sarva bhuta hite rataha, that comes in the next verse. That means he's thinking about the welfare of every living entity. Right? So one thing is it aligned with Krishna consciousness? Does it benefit the society that I'm living in a positive way? Because once we align it with Krishna consciousness, then there is no chance that we will do wrong things. Because Krishna consciousness always tells us to do the right things, value-based things. And then the last thing is, we practice to seek happiness in doing these activities. And that is called being internally happy. When there was one experiment conducted where kids were asked to select some candies. And they told, if you pick one candy, if you take candy now, you can get one candy right now. But if you wait and do not eat that candy for half hour or so, I'm not telling the exact numbers maybe, but this is the concept. But if you wait for half hour or 15 minutes, you will get another candy. And after that, you can eat both. Right? And the students were left in the room, and they told either you can pick the candy right now, or you can pick after 15 or 30 minutes, and you can pick two. Those students who were, and these students were tracked after 20 years also. Like the scientists, that experiment was in such a way that they tracked the students after 20 years. And they noticed that those students who picked the candies right away, without waiting for the next 15 minutes to get the second candy, did not end up to be high achieving people. But those people who restrained on their urges and who postponed their urges and who waited for the 30 minutes or 15 minutes to get the second candy, those are the people who became even more successful in their whatever endeavors they chose. So that speaks volumes, right? That speaks that controlling our urges is a significant contributor to our success, both materially and spiritually. Because even materially, for your academic success, you have to control your urges of, like for example, this morning, you could have gone to sleep with extra 1 hour. You could have thought, okay, I'll miss my class for one day. That's okay, not a big deal. But you made an extra effort to wake up and control and control the urge of sleeping, right? So here Lord Krishna is saying that one whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually perfect mystic. And who is a mystic? Mystic is somebody who practices different types of techniques to seek happiness. Like some people practice one type of mysticism where they float in the air. That gives happiness to me. Why does that give happiness to me? I don't really get happiness out of it. But those are all mystic yogas. They're all performing different types of techniques and tools by which they can float in the air. They can walk on the surface of water. They can become smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest, or reach to different planets through by living on this planet, material planets though. So those are all different type of mystic powers. But what is Lord Krishna is saying? The true mystic power is to practice being joyful within, being happy within, and rejoicing, and whose aim is always inward, not looking externally. It's more about developing your personality inward and not trying to do things to please others, not doing things to impress others. The only audience for us in our life should be who?
Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna. Good job, Samani. The only audience in our life should be Lord Krishna. Just replace the person we are trying to impress or the people that we are trying to impress with Krishna. And then that is the perfection of life for all of us. Consciously think about it. Oh, I'm trying to impress this person. Then immediately put that person replace that person or group of people with Krishna. Then there are so many good things that will happen to us. We will act right, we will think right, and we will do right. For all of us, for ourselves and for others also. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. So there is more depth meaning to these verses, but I'm trying to speak in a way that we can relate to our level of life that we are dealing with. There's more depth to it, where going internally is, again, for this we can talk about practically one exercise. Let's do the next verse also, and then think about that exercise that I wanted to give to you all. Okay. Any questions or any more points you want to add, Prabhu, on this verse?
No, Mataji, you have covered very nicely.
Students, you all want to add anything, or you think you have any questions, or you didn't understand anything? I need some facial expression. Your facial expression right now is neutral, which either tells me that you didn't understand anything or you understood everything. Thumbs up means yes, it's good, no questions. Okay. Yeah. Something like that will make me feel like, okay, I'm talking to people who are really engaged here. Otherwise, I'm just speaking and I don't know if you all are here listening or not. Okay, now let's go to the next verse. And that's one of the reasons I don't share the screen, Prabhu, because when I share the screen, they know where exactly we are on the page. Now, if they open their own screen, they have to be mindful about what is happening in the class. All right, now let's move on to next verse, 525. Prabhu, you want to lead, Prabhu, this verse?
Yes, Mataji. Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Rishyaha Kshina Kalmashaha.
Rishaya Kshina Kalmashaha.
Rishyaha Kshina Kalmashaha.
Rishaya Kshina Kalmashaha.
It is Rishayaha. Rishayaha. Rishayaha.
Rishaya.
Kshina Kalmashaha.
Rishaya Kshina Kalmashaha.
Chinna Dvaidayatatmanaha.
Chinnadvaidayatatmanaha.
Chinna Dvaidayatatmanaha.
Chinnadvaidayatatmanaha.
Sarvabhuta Hiterataha.
Sarvabhuta Hiterataha.
Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha.
Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha.
Chinna Dvaidayatatmanaha.
Chinna Dvaida Yatatmanaha.
सर्वभूताहिते रताः
सर्वभूतहिते रतः लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषः
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
छिन्नद्वैतयतात्मानः
छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः
सर्वभूतहिते रतः
सर्वभूताहिते रताः लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
लभन्ते ब्रह्म
निर्वाणम्
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः
छिन्नद्वैताहितात्मानः
सर्वभूताहिते रताः
सर्वभूताहिते रताः लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषा
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
छिन्नद्वैतायतात्मानः
छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः
सर्वभूताहिते रताः
सर्वभूतहिते रताः लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषः
छिन्नद्वैतायतात्मानः
छिन्नद्वैतयतात्मानः
सर्वभूतहिते रताः
सर्वभूताहिते रताः लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषः
विषयक्षीणकल्मषाः
छिन्नद्वैतयतात्मानः
छिन्नद्वैतयतात्मानः
सर्वभूताहिते रताः
सर्वभूतहिते रताः लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
विषयक्षीणकल्मषाः
ऋषयक्षीणकल्मषाः
क्षीणद्वैतयतात्मानः
छिन्नद्वैधयतात्मानः
सर्वभूतहिते रताः
सर्वभूतहिते रताः लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
ऋषयक्षीणकल्मषः
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
छिन्नद्वैधयतात्मानः
छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः
सर्वभूतहिते रतः
सर्वभूताहिते रताः. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Everybody, please focus on the translation. Those who are beyond the dualities that arise from doubts, whose minds are engaged within, who are always busy working for the welfare of all living beings, and who are free from all sins, achieve liberation in the Supreme. So before I speak about it, I want to read the purport given by Srila Prabhupada. I shared the link in the chat. Please open that link and we will read the purport together. Okay. So Prabhupada is saying only a person who is fully in Krishna consciousness can be said to be engaged in welfare work for all living entities. Now, this is a very powerful sentence and a lot of meaning to it. Can somebody think about it for maybe 30 seconds and tell me what Prabhupada is telling here? Only a person in fully Krishna consciousness can be engaged in welfare work? How is that? If I'm not Krishna conscious or if I'm not God conscious, can I not engage in welfare work? How is that? Can you all explain to me? It's not written in the purport here. Can you all think about it and tell me? Give me an example and explain to me how only a person in Krishna consciousness knows really or does real welfare for all living entities. Think about any welfare activity that you see in the society. There are so many activities, right? There are food drives, there are cloth drives, there are hospital volunteering, which probably you all might be doing so many volunteering things, right? What are the various type of activities you do? I heard through Boy Scout. The other day I was listening to one of the middle schoolers. He's in Boy Scouts and he left home at around 6 a.m. in the morning and was doing continuously work till 1 p.m. I said, what were you doing? He said this is the season of putting pine straw in the yard. So he was delivering pine straw to homes by collecting it from the store, loading them in the trucks, and then of course somebody was driving the truck, and then he would, after reaching home, he would be given the task of delivering those pine straws from the truck to the homeowners. So that is, and he doesn't get paid. He's doing it as part of Boy Scouts activity, and that is a welfare activity. Probably Boy Scouts is raising funds to that activity because the owner probably pays to them, and that money is used for some welfare activity. I'm thinking like that. You all might be doing some volunteering working, right? What are you all engaged in, and what is Prabhupada telling here? You're also doing welfare activity, maybe, and Prabhupada is saying only Krishna conscious person is doing welfare activity. What does that mean?
Maybe the welfare activities that we do
Mm-hmm.
are like we get something in return. For
Mhm.
example, if I'm doing something through Beta Club, which is a volunteering club, then I would get like service hours and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe what Prabhupada is trying to say is like you would only do it for the for making Krishna satisfied. Like maybe doing like donating stuff to Krishna related things like temples or something like that.
Okay, you're close, but not completely on spot. But I can give you an example. Now, Sahasra is volunteering for Geeta Wise, and she gets volunteer hours. She does it on Sundays. She comes to the class and she does monitoring. She helps the students if they're that she receives the students and she sends off the students to the parents. She helps the students if they're struggling with the words. She comes and does 1 hour, and she gets volunteer hours. And what is the difference between the volunteer hours that Sahasra is doing and the Beta Club hours that you're talking? Of course, I think Sahasra might be doing outside too for Beta Club. So what is the difference between the volunteer hours? She gets volunteer hours there too. It's not that you don't say, I don't want volunteer hours, I'll just do service. No, you will get volunteer hours even in Krishna consciousness. But what is the difference?
The activity you're doing is related to Krishna consciousness like in Sahasra's case.
Yeah, it is centered around Krishna. That is one direct centered around Krishna activity. But if you see, ISKCON does or Krishna consciousness organizations do prasadam distribution. They also have hospitals. They also give clothes to people. But they what do prasadam, when they give food, they give a prasad. They give prasadam. When they give clothes, they give it as an offering from Lord Krishna to the people who are in need. So they're trying to help the real identity of the person to which they're helping, whom they're helping. It's not like just satisfying their external needs, which are eating and clothing and housing and health. They're also trying to cater to the requirements or something which touches the soul. And that's what, and when we help a person that elevates the soul of the person, that is real welfare activity. Any welfare activity that is external, only to do with our body, is not real welfare activity. That is the bottom line here. The bottom line is welfare act. We are not saying we should not do welfare activities. Yes, we should. We should continue whatever we are doing, but we have to make it Krishna. We have to Krishnaize it, and that becomes a complete, wholesome welfare activity. Otherwise, it's incomplete welfare activity or not the perfect welfare activity. Because see, if we can feed a person or we can provide clothes to a person, maybe for one person, maybe, or for one time, but we cannot do for all the people for all the times these material requirements, correct? But if we give Krishna consciousness to them along with doing those material help, what will happen? That person's soul journey is taken care. In fact, we are handing over that person to Krishna or to Prabhupada. Now you take care of them, and then they will be on the journey to Krishna consciousness, on the path of Krishna consciousness. That's what Prabhupada is saying only a person who is fully in Krishna consciousness can be engaged in welfare for all living entities. And then continuing to read what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. When a person is actually in knowledge that Krishna is the fountainhead of everything, meaning he's the top, he's the supreme, then when he acts in that spirit, he acts for everyone. What does that mean? How can we, if I think Krishna is the supreme, why will I act for everyone? If I'm thinking Krishna as the supreme, how can I act for everyone? How does that make sense? How does me remembering Krishna as the supreme make me think that, make me act for everyone?
Because Krishna is inside everyone.
Awesome. Very nice. Krishna is the inside everyone. Or also, Krishna, we are part and parcels of Krishna. Krishna is inside everyone and we are inside Krishna. That's like what you call Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva of Krishna, where Krishna is inside us, but we are part and parcels of Krishna. So we are, in other words, children of Krishna. We all are children of Krishna. So do you remember, if you know your sibling well, and you always make sure that you don't hurt your sibling, or you love your sibling more, isn't it? In a group of people, if you're told they're giving out free popcorn, free candy, and if there is an opportunity, you go pick one for your sibling also. But do you think I have to pick for everyone around? No, we will not think. Why? Because we don't have any, we have not related ourselves with everyone. But when we remember Krishna as the supreme, then we will have that attitude of brotherliness and sisterliness. The other day I was watching this for a few minutes, this Discovery or Animal Planet channel, where they were showing the lion, group of lion is called what?
Pride.
Pride. So every pride has its own territory. There is one pride which had a territory of 4 by 7 miles territory. And then as one lion was stepping in outside her territory, then another lion comes running and starts attacking it. Then I was like, see, as it is in the jungle, it's always about predators, right? One species is trying to attack another species for survival, for food. As they were showing this group of lions making cubs and providing food for the cubs, they are showing the struggles of this pride. And in that process, one lion steps out into another territory, and then the other lion comes from the other pride to attack it. And I was like, why is it doing it? It's of the same species, right? I mean, lion and lion, why should they fight? Then immediately I was struck, like we humans also fight with territories, right? We have wars between countries. We have seen history where people are killing each other, have killed each other, have been very atrocious with each other in the name of country, in the name of border and all. So we are behaving just like animals, in other words, isn't it? So we have till now portrayed ourselves no different than animals in terms of even putting borders and fighting with between countries. But we have to transcend that, and that happens only when we are in Krishna consciousness, when we remember and constantly believe that Krishna is the supreme and we are children of Krishna, right? And that change has to start not by the countries, it has to start within an individual, like each one of us, because country is made up of of communities, and communities are made up of people, and people are we. And when we change within ourselves, each one of us, then we can live that vision where Krishna is our supreme, and therefore we have that helping nature for everyone. See, then only we can act in the spirit of, like Prabhupada. Prabhupada was, when he at the late 60s, when he left the country, India, and came to this world, to the US, to West, under the instructions of his guru, he was doing it for the welfare of everyone at the cost of his own self. And that cannot happen unless we are completely Krishna conscious. And that's what Prabhupada is telling here. He's telling a Krishna conscious person is one who's in actual knowledge of Krishna as the fountainhead, and therefore he acts for the welfare of everyone. Continuing reading the third sentence, the sufferings of humanity are due to forgetfulness of Krishna as the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, and the supreme friend. Suhrudam sarva bhutanam, Krishna says himself. Suhruda means one who is the dearest friend. And I am in I'm a friend of everyone. It isn't saying that I'm friend of only this country or only this species or only this type of people. He's telling friend of everyone. Therefore, to act, to revive this Krishna, this consciousness within the entire human society is the highest welfare work. In other words, Prabhupada is telling we ourselves have to practice Krishna consciousness. At the same time, try to give it to others. We cannot give it to others before we practice. We cannot give what we don't have, isn't it? If you want to help others, suppose somebody is drowning in a not in an ocean, maybe somewhere in a small swimming pool, you have to have your foot strong before helping them out, isn't it? If you yourself are drowning or yourself are not having a strong foot, how can we help others? So we try to practice and at the same time also try to inspire the whole world. At this age for you all, it is not that you have to go and preach. For you all, it's about imbibing these values and trying to be that person. Many of times, most of the times, preaching or inspiring others is not about talking. It's about living a life based of values. Because your actions speak louder than your words. You all know that, right? So when we act in Krishna conscious way, that is the best ever preaching than what I'm doing now. I'm trying to speak, but acting is more important. So we have to take that principle very seriously. And then one cannot be engaged in such first class welfare work without being liberated in the Supreme. A Krishna conscious person has no doubt about the supremacy of Krishna. He has no doubt because he is completely freed from all sins. And this is the state of divine love. So Krishna, Prabhupada is talking about that person who has completely freed his sins. What is the meaning of freeing his sins? Who doesn't have any more anarthas? What are the anarthas? Do you know what anarthas are? Anger, lust, greed, pride, envy, illusion. All these are anarthas. And we all have that. We have to agree, we have to accept that we all are under those influence of the anarthas. And Krishna and Prabhupada are saying that one who has transcended these anarthas, who has controlled through tolerance all these anarthas in our heart. There are two things that we need to work on. One is our own anarthas, which are inside us. I mean, each one of us is different. Some of us might be having envy as a very strong anartha. Some of us might be having anger, getting quickly angry. Some of us might be constantly illusioned. So those are something which are internal. And then and then the expression of these anarthas comes as urges. We want to do something. We want to act in a certain way. So what we have to do as homework from this class is to contemplate on what is that in me. You don't have to tell us. Nobody has to tell to anybody else. Just write it down for yourself. You don't have to send it in the class summary to the class also. Just write something which you want in yourself, which you want to work on. And as I said before, maybe let me take for just random example for an XYZ person. Let's say anger is the one which they want to work on. So the first thing they have to do is accept that they get angry, isn't it? If you don't even accept that you're getting angry, there's no chance you'll fix it. And then just watch yourself throughout the day. What were the various times you got angry? And then contemplate on it and see how you should have reacted differently. So think about one quality in you which you want to work on. Do you all have any qualities which you want to work on? Bad qualities or negative things that you want to work on? Do you all have or you don't have any? You all look like you don't have any. If that is the case, then I need coaching from you all. Seriously, I'm not joking. So write down that quality, negative quality, which has been controlling us. And then think about how it's being detrimental to you, why it is hurting you, how it is hurting you. All right. And then contemplate on it and eventually you will come up with solutions. But first you have to identify what it is. Okay, now it's 9:45. We'll give the next 10 minutes for you to write the summary of the class. You can log off, and because very soon another class will be joining at 9:55, another class will join. Sorry, the time is 9:55 only, right? Yeah, 9:55. It's 9:44 now. But before we log off, any questions, any concerns? How many of you are, I know, Ishi is coming, someone who has an activity, Shri is coming. Hey, Mita, I didn't see your message. Are you coming for the